because her start has kind of been absent in 2025. The Sha'Carri that won Worlds in 2023 and got silver at the Olympics in 2024 is back, and it's why she's running so fast, and it's why I think she's going to be a factor here in this final. Dina Asher-Smith of Great Britain, the British record holder at both 100 and 200, and of course she was world champion back in 2019, but somehow she does not have any individual Olympic medals. That's Chanel Smith, who she says she's having her most injury-free year. Here's Sha'Carri.
Seems to be a very composed Sha'Carri as well, who won this pre-classic 100 2 years ago. In fact, the last three winners, Shericka Jackson, Sha'Carri, Melissa, all in this final.
That's right. And here is the second fastest woman ever at 200 meters. Only FloJo is faster. In fact, she's been the most dominant 200-meter runner over the last few years. She has the second and third fastest 200-meter races of all time.
Is the world champion.
What's the saying? Walk softly.
Yeah.
Carry a big stick. She's going to break out that stick here because I was really impressed about how she looked in that heat. And here's the collegiate record holder. She announced her presence with that NCAA win because 10:63 makes her the fastest in the world. And she's still just 20.
Here comes Favour Ofili of Nigeria. She'll start in lane 8.
She's run 10:87 for her best, but only 11:10 so far. I don't think you win this race, Lee, unless you run 10:7 or better. It's too much talent. And there's Shanti Jackson, daughter of Bershawn Batman Jackson, the 2005 world champion in the 400-meter hurdles. All she's done is break the high school record. She's the current high school record 100-meter holder.
And look who is here. This was just a few moments ago. The legend, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, being acknowledged by the crowd here. And then South Carolina, the Gamecocks legend, Dawn Staley, multi-time NCAA championship winner, last couple of years runner-up with the Gamecocks. Two iconic women athletes here as special guests to watch this Nike women's 100-meter final.
Set.
Sha'Carri and Melissa. It may very well be Sha'Carri, Richardson. No, Jefferson wouldn't. It's a photo finish.
Wow.
That's how tight it was. What's the margin and who gets it?
Oh, that's got to be thousands. Saw her win the world title, and look at how close this was at the end. Remember, it's the torso across the line that's going to get
a little
you
more honed in on her race list. There's Melissa Jefferson Wooden.
Olympic bronze medalist in the 100. She dominated yesterday. Also a part of the gold medal 4x1 relay team for Team USA.
If not here, maybe Miami, because Daryl Nita of Great Britain, she made the final Olympic Games in the 100 and the 200. So these are both her events.
22:16 in the 200. She should be in the mix.
Tamara Clark was supposed to be in lane 4. She has scratched from this event.
That was Jodian Williams of Jamaica. She was the finalist in the indoor 60 meters at the World Indoors.
Jason Sears had a great indoor season, won the 60 at the Millrose. She came in 3rd in the 100.
Yeah, she was back this season looking strong. She looked good in the first 60 of the 100 too. This is going to be a test for her going out a little bit further to 200 meters.
And just at age 20, today might not be her day, but her days are coming for sure. Alana Reid of Jamaica.
They get away. Good start from Jefferson. Wooden has already made a yard on Prandini, but that won't phase her too much. She's running a good turn. Daryl Nita's just a meter or two behind, but it's going to be Prandini in the lead at the moment. Prandini with a half a meter. Jefferson Wooden is starting to close it down. Can Prandini hang on? She's got to be strong here. It's going to be so tight on the line. Who's going to get it? Jefferson Wooden takes both races in the women's short.
Speaking of speed, it's time for the Nike women's 100 meters, featuring none other than the Olympic champ, Julian Alfred.
What a year she had last year after winning St. Lucia's first global medal indoors. She then won its first 2 Olympic medals outdoors, gold in the 100 and silver behind Gabby Thomas in the 200.
Defending champion here at the Nike Prefontaine Classic in the women's 100, it's Sha'Carri Richardson.
The equal fifth fastest woman of all time, but in her only race this year, she's only run 11:47. She's been dealing with an injury which has hampered her training. She'll be in lane 6, personal best 10:65.
And in lane 4, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden.
Like Julian Alfred, she's been undefeated this year at 100. So we have a clash of the undefeateds here. We have a rematch of the podium from Paris. And I don't think it's a reach to say, Lee, that I think the world champion in Japan is going to come from this field here.
TT Terry starts in lane 3. Talu Smith out in 8. Tina Clayton in there as well. Sha'Carri says, I just want a good, healthy race to lead me into nationals and worlds. We'll see how that goes. On the inside, outdoes the Olympic champ.
Into a minus 1.5 meter per second headwind, she runs 10:75, and it's why a lot of people, based on her Grand Slam exploits.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, have you ever asked yourself, like, what happens when the fastest women on the planet line up on the same track? I mean, you expect fireworks. You expect Sha'Carri Richardson to explode out of the blocks. You expect Jamaica's young sprint sensation, we are talking about Tina Clayton, to make a big, bold statement. Ladies and gentlemen, and you certainly expect the experienced Shericka Jackson to be in the hand. But what really unfolded at Hayward Field left 10,000 or other thousands of fans stunned. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, beautiful people representing United States, didn't just win. She dominated one of the strongest women's 100-meter fields of the season with a brilliant 10.78 second performance. So, ladies and gentlemen, was this simply one great race, or is America witnessing the rise of its next sprint queen? Beautiful people, once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Larry Kagiran Covers. Remember, if you're coming across my channel for the first time, if you're coming across my video for the first time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment. To my returning subscribers, my returning viewers, I have to say thank you so much for the love and support, as it will go a long way in supporting my channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to break down this exact race, what happened, what unfolded. I want us to talk about each second, because in a race like this, each and every second matters most. So, beautiful people, the Wonder Diamond League is where the world's greatest athletes proves themselves. This is where the world's greatest athletes make sure that the spotlight remains on them. This is where the great athletes make sure that the hype remains at the top. And every race matters, beautiful people. As you understand that this wasn't just an ordinary 100 meters. Every athlete in this lineup had something to prove. Sha'Carri Richardson wanted another statement victory. Jamaica's young sprint sensation Tina Clayton was looking to confirm that she's ready to challenge the world's elite consistently. On the other hand, the 200-meter specialist Shericka Jackson was continuing a return to top form after battling serious injuries and setbacks. But beautiful people, standing quietly amongst them was this beautiful lady we are talking about, Melissa Jefferson. A sprinter, ladies and gentlemen, who has steadily improved year after year without attracting the same level of attention. Sometimes the athletes making the least noise in the track before the gun creates the loudest statement afterwards. So guys, as the athletes settled into their blocks, you could feel the tension in the stadium. Hayward Field had produced countless memorable races, and the crowd knew exactly that another classic race could be just moments away. Every athlete looked focused. Every race, or rather every phase, showed determination. The starter called them into their position, beautiful people, and immediately the electric mood atmosphere in the stadium suddenly went quiet. Then the gun fired. I mean, it was beautiful watching this race. Melissa Jefferson reacted brilliantly, and I need you to have a clear mind that the athletes alongside her, they are not amateurs. They are pro elite, if there is a word like that, sprinters. And beautiful people, her first strides were nearly perfect. Instead of forcing the race, ladies and gentlemen, she stayed relaxed while accelerating. Meanwhile, her fellow countrymate, Sha'Carri Richardson, also got away well, but she couldn't create the early separations the fans had used to seeing. On the outside lane, Tina Clayton tried to match the pace, showing flashes of her explosive speed that has made her one of, and most importantly, she wasn't frightening up. That's the Jamaican. Ladies and gentlemen, Melissa Jefferson Wooden displayed some qualities of pro elite sprinters, and that's what the fans love. Yeah? That's often the difference between winning and losing in a world-class sprinting. And as the finish line approached, beautiful people, Melissa Jefferson simply refused to slow down. She crossed the line fast with a time of 10.78 seconds, and of course, a world-class performance, a statement victory, and one that immediately got the entire athletic community talking. Everybody was talking about Melissa Jefferson Wooden. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to talk about why Melissa Jefferson Wooden won this race. Yeah? Now, one thing is for sure. Winning against elite competition isn't just about raw speed. It's about execution. And you understand that Melissa Jefferson Wooden combined several key statements perfectly. She combined several key elements perfectly in this race. Her reaction time was excellent, her drive phase stayed controlled, and she transitioned smoothly into maximum velocity. And most impressive of all, beautiful people, she maintained her top form right through the finish. Many sprinters, as you all know, loses valuable hundreds of seconds by becoming tense over the final 20 meters. But that was not the case when we experienced the performance from Melissa Jefferson. That composure, ladies and gentlemen, made all the difference. When you are racing athletes as talented as Sha'Carri Richardson and Tina Clayton, every tiny detail matters. I know you questioning yourself why I left out Shericka Jackson, but it's because Shericka Jackson is a pro 200-meter runner. I stand to be corrected. So beautiful people, and on this day, Melissa executed better than anyone else. And I want us to talk about why this matters, ladies and gentlemen, in a world of track and field. This victory sends a powerful message. The women's 100 meters has never been deeper. America continues to produce incredible sprint talents. Jamaica remains as one of the strongest sprint nations on earth, of course, and athletes from St. Lucia, Great Britain, and several other countries, ladies and gentlemen, are also closing the gap. That means that every major championship will become even more unpredictable. No athlete can afford an average performance anymore. Every final is the beginning to feel an Olympic final. And for the fans, that's fantastic news, of course. And for the athletes, it means that the pressure has never been greater. Ladies and gentlemen, Melissa Jefferson Wooden proved that hard work and consistency can overcome even bigger names in sprinting. I mean, a 10.78 seconds victory against one of the greatest fields in the world isn't just another win. It's a warning to every title contender. The road next, or rather to the next major championship, just became even more and more exciting. It's a warning, ladies and gentlemen. But now, it's your turn. I want you to engage me in the comment section. Tell me what you think of the race and, of course, the kind of performance that these beautiful women put out here. And let's, of course, appreciate their efforts. This was not about a Jamaica versus USA race, but of course, these are the two major sprint powerhouses that we have in the world. So beautiful people, once again, I'd love to say thank you so much for the love and support. Thank you for choosing to click onto this video. And of course, if you smashed the like and the subscribe button, I'd really love to say I'm really grateful. So I've been your host, Larry Kagiran Covers, and until we meet again in my next episode, peace out and be blessed.